Hi Best Buds, it's Cathy with Cathy's Garden, and I'm so happy that you've joined me today. Today we're going to be designing our own paper and turning it into some adorable envelopes. Aren't these cute? I love how these have turned out. They have a portfolio closure, and we're just going to open it up, and you can put all kinds of things down inside. I love how they look, how they feel, and I love that they're easy to make. So let me show you how I made mine. I started with coffee-dyed copy weight paper and a pile of book pages cut in various rectangle shapes. I even saved the little pieces that I cut off of the border. So I've got those. And then I have all kinds of different rectangle shapes with a couple of different book pages. I mixed them together. So let's begin. I'm going to start with this larger piece right here. And I'm going to be using my white school glue. If this was an empty bottle, I would fill it up about this far with glue and about this much with water. I don't measure at all. So I'm going to open this up, move this over to the side, and I'm going to be applying, well, didn't look like I shaped that up very well, does it? See if I can do a little better job of mixing that. Whoa, I did add, there we go. Now it's finally mixed up, finally got through that one layer. We're going to spread out our glue mixture. It does not matter that there's quite a bit of moisture there. It will mix with the school glue and it will dry just fine. Spreading it out with my flat brush, and I'm just going to begin collaging. Now I'm going to go ahead and place the glue on top as well as underneath. Different ways, maybe upside down on this one. Maybe let's use a different one. How about this one? Let's put this one right there. Just like that. Just as easy as can be. Just take your time and select some book pages. We're going to be scrap busting today for sure. I'm going to add this little one right here. You know how it goes. Whoops. Well, that was crooked. It usually doesn't go like that. Let me get that picked up. There we go. I just used a pin. Get that put back a little straighter, like that. There we go. All right, so you continue on until you cover your page completely. I have a dry one. I'm going to bring it in now. All right, so here's my dry one. As you can see, I collaged on the front, and this is the back. So now I just want to trim around the original piece of coffee dyed copy paper. So trimming the four edges. I would probably do better if I'd put it in my guillotine because I don't seem to be very good at cutting a straight line right now. So let's pop it in our guillotine. Make this go just a little faster. There we are. Now let's go ahead and even this side up just a little bit more. There. Oh, that looks so much better. That one's fine. Now let's do this side. All right, so now we've got all the edge cut off. You know, when we were collaging and we let some of the pieces hang over the edge. We've cleaned it all up now. Now we can have lots of fun. Now you can iron this if you want. You could set it under some books if you don't have an iron that you'd like to use for that purpose. But I'm just going to deal with it. I think you can see it better if I turn it this way, right? This is when you're going to go find all your stamps. Fun stamps, different stamps, maybe stamps you haven't used for a while, maybe your favorite stamps. Whatever stamps, you want to get a variety of different ones. some larger ones, some smaller ones, some medium-sized ones. I'm going to start with this one right here. It's a type of swirly whirly stamp. And I think I'd like to use my black StazOn for this one. Opening up my ink and loading up my stamp. Oh, sorry that it's making that noise. See if I can get it to stop doing that. And then I'm going to place it on top of the side that we collaged. So that one didn't stamp really well, I guess is the word for it. But that's okay. That's not going to matter in the least. It won't be a problem. If your stamps don't turn out perfect, it will just give it more character. So adding maybe a little bit more right over here. And then we need some over here on this side. So let's put one over here. And then how about right here? I think I will do it this way. There we go. Just like that. Now, placing my lid on my black StazOn. And let's see, what other stamp should we use? How about a butterfly? How about this butterfly right here? And you know, I think I'd like to bring in some other colors. How about the fired brick? How about that color? I think it's still moist enough to use. I haven't used it in a little while. Loading up my stamp. And you're just going to stamp it. Oh, that's pretty orange, isn't it? Here and there. That'll work out for fall, right, guys? It will be perfect for fall. And then maybe over here. I actually think I want to put one off of the page like that. So it's flying off of the page. I need to wipe that up because that's pretty juicy and it will probably get on our page if I don't pick it up. Now let's look here. I think I'm going to put one right here, right on top as a little bit on the other one. The wing didn't completely come out, but that's going to be okay. Let's select something else. Let's pick this stamp right here. I'm not sure what this stamp is all about, but I like it. It's a circle with an arrow going through it. Let's use this one. This is teal blue StazOn. This one's going to be a bright piece. So adding that there, maybe over here, maybe right there, just here and there, guys. No rhyme or reason to where I'm putting it. I'm just stamping away, having a good time. It's a good project to do if possibly you've lost your mojo. It's a great thing to do. Just place those stamps wherever you want. All right, so now we've got that done. Let's close this up. Now let's see. I think I would like, let's take this off. Ooh, that's pretty juicy. Let's put on this one. It says amazing. Now, I'm not one to use a lot of words on my projects or in my projects, but amazing, I don't know, that's pretty special. So let's go ahead and let's put the word amazing on here. It's a really nice stamp. It does a good job of stamping, so you really can read it. I'm just turning it different directions. You don't have to stamp in the same direction all the time. You can turn it. I'm thinking I kind of like that. Maybe one more. Whoa, Cathy, hang on to that. One more. How about right here? All right, we've got that. let's put our lid on here. I have another StazOn right here. It is Saddle Brown. And let's change out this stamp. And let's see. We could put this one in, or I don't know, maybe the bow. This is a bow. I've only used this today when I was working on this project, and I don't know where this bow has been, but I found it as I was going through my stamps, and I thought, well, that's pretty cute. Let's use a bow. So how about a bow right here? And maybe right here. And like you see, I am turning it. You don't have to put things in the same direction. Just turn them. So we're kind of collaging our stamps as we go. No rhyme, no reason, not really thinking about it. I am looking for an open spot, I will say that. I am looking for somewhere I can pop this. So just half of one, just a little bit. There, I'm thinking it might need something over here, but I do have another stamp I want to use. I want to use my stamp that I call my post office stamp. So I'm going to grab the black StazOn again, and I'm going to use the black StazOn for this. And, whoop, it just came off. And let's go ahead and I'm going to try to stamp it where there's a little bit of an opening. So you can do as much or as little stamping as you like. Maybe you just want to do a little bit. Maybe you just want to cover it all up. This is just all up to you. It's your paper. You're designing it. You're the creator. So let's see, maybe one right here. All right. Now you know that I'm going to have to put on the little emblem that I always say, you've used that stamp and ma'am, you can't use it anymore. So that's what that says to me. The cancellation of the stamp usage. So adding this, I'm going to turn it this way. I'm going to put it different directions, not going all in the same direction. There, I think I've got them all. Well, that's quite colorful, isn't it? I think it looks really nice. Now, I have another one that I made earlier, and I didn't go as wild. I just used the Saddle Brown StazOn, which is that lighter brown color. I used the black, as you can see, and I used the Timber Brown. That's this color. To me, it almost looks purple. I don't know why, but it does to me. So if you want to go basic, then that's how it could look. Or if you want to go wild, that's how it can look. So like I said, this design is all your creation. So let me put my stamps away and we'll continue. All right, I'm going to take my paper and I'm going to turn it on towards the back side. Now this is, it looks like 10 1/4 by 8 1/4, or 10 3/4. Yeah. So let's go ahead and let's just cut it. Let's just cut it at 5 1/2. One's going to be a little bit bigger than the other, but it's going to be okay. So this one, whoa, look, that was still so juicy. Look at there. You see that? It's still super juicy. I think I better dab it. Is it this one that's super juicy? Uh-huh. It's that one. Oh, goodness. Yeah, that stamp hadn't been used in a while, and it is really, really oozing still. Let's see here if I can dab it. Let's dab this. Oh, goodness. Can we get that one all dabbed? How about this one? This is a juicy stamp, let me tell you guys. I don't know that I can remember that being that juicy. All right, so we marked that one. Let's mark this one. Someone's going to ask me what size this one is. This is 11 inches by 8.5. 8.5, let's do 4.5. Okay. Now, I'm going to bring in my large guillotines, or large, medium. It's really my medium size. I have one bigger than this. But let's use it to cut a straight line. So placing it inside, that is not at all, I don't know what I measured, but you know, that was one of Cathy's measuring tools, and it went awry somewhere. That's 11, so I don't know why I said 4.5. Because that is not half, so 5.5. How about that? That sounds a little better. That looks a little better. Alrighty, so 5.5. Although you could make these any size that you want. If you want to make a smaller one, if you want to make one as large as your sheet, you can do that too. So, is this wet too? I think all of these are wet on here. I might just have to set that aside because that's going to turn into a big mess. So let's just work with this. So this is the one that doesn't have a lot of print. This is one that I showed in my example. It's pretty colorful, so you can get the idea. What I want to do is I'm going to bring up one side, and you can look at how it's going to look before you actually fold it. Yeah, I actually think I like this one better because it says amazing. It's going to be right there on the front part of the envelope. Let's undo this and see. I turned this up 1, 2, 3, 4. This is like 4 1/4, so about 4 inches. And I turned it over 2 because it has a little bit of space right there. And that little bit of space really helps you get things in and out of your pocket. So we said 4. So let's push this up 4 and crease it. Let's see here. There, right there. It's pretty good. I need to get a bone folder because, you know, we added so much glue on there that we need to really press it down. And then we're going to fold this over the flap 2 inches. So it's a little shy of 2, but I'm going to fold it right there because I don't want it to come down anymore. So you can actually look at it and decide for yourself exactly how far down. It's almost 2. It's not quite, but I really love that it says amazing once you open it up. Let's go ahead and do this one. So we can fold it up this way, and it has amazing once again, or we can do it this way. Yeah, I think I'd like it this way, so fold it up 4. I think that's about 4. Yeah, just about there. Using my bone folder. Now, as you can see, my pages are cracking a little bit, but that's not going to matter. I'm just going to trim it off, just like this. I'm not cutting the fold, just cutting that paper it's got glue on it, so it's firm, but it's not going to open up or destroy anything because we've mounted this or glued this onto a piece of copy paper, weight paper, so it's all intact. Now let's see if this one's dry enough to fold it. I'm really curious for this to see how it turns out. So I'm going to get a medium-sized guillotine and pop it in here, and let's give it a chop. There we are. And then let's look and see how this is going to look. We want to fold it up 4 inches, so it could either look like that and like this, or it could look like this. Well, that's really nice with the, but we are going to probably cover that up a little bit, but I still kind of like that. Let's do that. Let's fold this up 4 inches. There we are. Let's get this lined up here. And let's give it a crease. Look, my fingers are all... and that stays on too. So it's probably going to be staying for a little while. And I'm going to fold it over. See, I'm not folding this one over quite as much. That's like 1.5 inches. Give or take a smidgen. Now let's see. Ooh, if we fold this one down this way, that might catch and be on the flap. So let's do that. Let's fold this one up 4. That's not 4. Yeah, that's pretty close to 4. Not quite, but pretty close. There we go. Give it a crease. Turn this over and fold this down. Yeah, I don't want to fold it down that much. I really don't. So this one's only folded down about 1.5 inches. Now, you know I like how it looks when we ink things. And if you're having trouble with your paper splitting when you fold it, the inking will definitely camouflage that. And remember, it's not going to affect the structure of your envelope because you have glued this paper that's splitting on top of your coffee dyed paper. And that's what's strong, and it's not going to crack and totally, you know, you're not going to lose your flap or anything like that. So I've got that one inked up. Well, we better do the back a little bit. Okay. Well, that looks pretty doggone cute. So let's go ahead. What happened to, here it is, frayed burlap. That's what I like to use. That's my newest favorite. And let's just ink this up. And doing the outside, the back. Then I'm going to open it up and I'm going to do the inside where it bends or folded. And do down a little bit on the envelope. And then of course I need the top right here. Let's see how that one looks. That one's nice too. Okay, those are our two that are very colorful, and these are the two that are not. They're not colorful. They're the blacks and the browns, which are also quite beautiful. The blacks and browns are just as beautiful as the colors. So maybe if you don't have any of those colors, maybe you just have a few, you know, darker colors that you used for inking around the edge. They will work just as well as if you were having, you know, bright colors. Okay, we've got that one done. Well, that looks very nice. It almost like, oh, I wish there was something there. Oh, I think, yeah, we need to do that one more thing. Yeah, there's one more thing that we can do. I think I did it already on this one. I think I see that. Maybe not, maybe I didn't, but I did on my examples. And what I'm gonna tell you is just 1 second, and I will show you what I'm talking about. Did I not fold that over? I don't think I ever folded that over. What on earth was I thinking? I don't know. I don't think I folded that over at all. It's okay, it's folded now. And we're just inking it up. Yeah, I don't care if I do like that. It's just, you know, I kind of like that look. I just like it. That's why I'm not real picky about how I get this ink on, because I don't care if it makes a mark. So, look at my fingers. They may look like that tomorrow too. All right, so let's round the corner right here. So I'm just going to take the little tiny corner rounder. Now in my example, I did sew around the edge, and this is when you would want to do that. And the reason is because you would want to sew around here and here, because then all you'd need to do is just, well, actually you wouldn't have to sew here, just around here, this part, open it up, and you'd want to sew right here, and then put it together and then sew all the way around. Okay, so the next thing that I did in my examples was I took my modeling paste, or you could use gesso or anything like that that's going to cover up a little bit of your stamping. So let's just say that you stamped like this and it got like too bright for you. You could take your modeling paste or your gesso and you can soften just like that. And I'm not really having any rhyme or reason. Now you see the difference between that and that. I'm just adding it here and there. And this is modeling paste, so yeah, I know what it's for, but it's okay. I'm just going to use it. I'm not going to get my gesso down. It gives you the same effect. It's not quite as white as gesso. I guess I could grab my gesso. It's right behind me, so let me just do that. Here's my gesso, and usually it's been so full. Yeah, it's been a little while since I used it. Okay. Let's get some out. I don't want too much, just a little bit. And, whoops, let's do this one. We've already done that one. Let's do this one. Now, it covers more. It's a little wider. Do a little bit on the back. Just really, once again, no rhyme or reason, but it does soften it up a little bit. If maybe it got a little too wild for you, maybe it was just a little too much, you can soften it. Now, if you don't have gesso, if you don't have modeling paste, you also could use some acrylic paints. You know, the ones that I use that are very inexpensive that you can purchase. Let me grab one real quick. Here. That you can purchase, well, the folk art, yeah, just not this one. You don't want to use extreme glitter, but you could actually do that as well. So if you don't have those two, you could change it up and use some paint. Now, let's go ahead. Now I'm going to sew one. I'm not going to sew this one. I'm going to sew one of these. I'm not going to sew this one. And I'm going to clean up this mess and I'll be right back. All right, so you can see the difference. This one has been sewn with the machine and this one has not. And then there's this one that's been sewn and this one that has not. So either way, they're really, really cute. I have a dish here, and in my dish I have some circles. They're 1-inch circles using my circle punch, and I punched out all different kinds of circles, and then I used my UV resin and I did put the coating on the top. I just thought that just really made it special, very special. And I can just pick out some of these that I think might work. I think that will be just lovely. I'm going to use the browns with this. Now you're going to need another circle, and you're going to need it to be cardstock. This is also cardstock. And I'm going to put them together like this, and I'm going to use my pencil and make a little mark where the hole was, and then take my small hole punch and punch this little mark out. Take my brad and place it first through my fancy one. Now, you don't have to have UV resin to do this. I just thought it was fun. I have it, so I like to use it. And I'm actually going to put that on this one, like here. And then on this one, let's do the exact same thing. We need another circle punch. Put them together. Now, I put the hole in them before I do my resin. And if you have UV resin or even the other type of resin, the two-part resin, you definitely need your hole in first. Don't try to pop a hole through the resin. That doesn't work out too well. It usually cracks the resin. So that's why I have the holes in mine first. And that's going to go on there like that. Oh, super cute. I have some beads right here. I thought we could tie some beads on the edge of, or the end of our baker's twine. Now I have green here. I have gold. I think gold will look great here. I need to get my blue for this one. All right, so I have my blue baker's twine and I've got my brown. Now before I put my closures on, I think I want to jazz them up just a little bit by using some lace. So I have some lace here, and I think I'd like to use this design of lace on this one. So I don't want to cover up where I stitched, but if you didn't stitch, it would be just fine to glue your lace right on the top. But because I stitched, and I really don't want to mess that up, I want to be able to see that, I'm going to add my lace on the inside and have just the edge of it come over the top. So adding my hot glue, and I'm using hot glue because it's quick and easy, and it's really great for making videos because once I glue this down, it's permanent and it's not going to move on me as I keep showing you what I'm doing in my design here. So I'm trimming off the edge, just like that. How cute. That just jazzed it up just a little bit more, didn't it? So on this one, I think I'd like to use this lace that's scalloped. And once again, I'm going to put it on the inside and have the scallops coming out the top. So adding my hot glue right down here, and then placing my lace right on there like that. Getting my lace stuck on, and then trimming my edges. Okay, now I can add, oh how cute is that? Super cute. Now I can add my closures. So this one has the brown closure, and I'm going to line it up right here so I can see what the middle is. I'm going to pop my closure on right there. I'm going to add my hot glue to the back. Now if you're not using hot glue, whoa, I put it way over there. What was I thinking? If you're not using hot glue, that's okay. You can still do this project. Just use one of your other paper glues and glue it on. You probably have to wait a few minutes or maybe even a little bit longer to be able to put your tie on because you're going to be pulling on it. You want it to be dry before you pull. And that's why I use hot glue, because I can pull on it right away. So pulling down and around for my closure, I'm going to cut off a little extra, and let's put this gold. Oh, my hands are just really kind of scary. Kind of scary looking, aren't they? I'm going to have to work at getting this in there. Let's see if I could do it quickly. If not, I'll grab it off camera. Let's see. Did I get it all in there? Yeah, I did. Now I wanted to put that back through, but I don't think I can. So since I'm not pulling that back through, I'm going to put a knot at the front of my bead, push my bead up to that knot, and then put a knot at the bottom of my bead to keep it from coming off of my baker's twine. I probably better double knot it, and then I always go back with some of my white glue and I make sure I put glue on the knot so that the knot doesn't come undone. There, that's a big enough knot. Okay, go around maybe a couple times. There, super cute, right? Now, I was going to use the blue for this one, so let me get this one put on here. All right, so here we have our envelopes made with paper that you have designed. So you could make many different projects with your designer paper. This is just one of many that I've shown you, and I hope that you have enjoyed this video. And if you have, please give me a thumbs up. I invite you to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video. I'll see you there, guys. Bye now.